Hi, my name is Cece Utendorf. I'm a senior at Ohio State. When I graduate this spring, I'm going to be an ag teacher in a high school. And today I'm going to talk to you about three different things. I'm going to talk to you about nutrients, I'm going to talk to you about tillage, and I'm going to talk to you about water. And those are all things that are important to keeping soil healthy. So, like I said, the first thing we're going to talk about is nutrients. So farmers really care about their soil because it's super important to make sure that plants grow big and tall. So the first thing they need to think about is nutrients. So plants, they need nutrients just like you do to be healthy. So they get those nutrients from the soil. There are three different nutrients that are really important to plants. There's a bunch that are important, but there's three that are really important. And those are nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. So if the soil doesn't have enough nutrients, farmers do things like put down fertilizers. So you could use a bunch of different kinds of fertilizers, but they just make sure that the plants will grow healthy. So the second thing that farmers think about when they're talking about soil is tillage. Some farmers do what's called conventional tillage. When the soil dries up, sometimes it crusts over on the top, and it's really hard for those little plants to break through it because they're not very strong. So some farmers take a plow behind their tractor and they go through the field and they break up that dirt so that it's softer and easier for the plants to go through. Some farmers don't do conventional tillage. They do what's called no-till. So that means that they don't go through the field with the plow and they leave it as it is. But often those farmers plant what's called cover crops. And cover crops are just other kinds of crops, kind of like things like radishes, that they're not going to harvest, but they plant them in the field, and then they give the field nutrients, and they use their roots to break up the soil for the new plants, like the crops that are going through. And those crops are often crops like corn, soybeans, and wheat. Also, there's some bugs that help break up the soil, like earthworms. They burrow through the soil and make little holes so that things like water and nutrients can get to the plant. So the third thing that farmers need to think about when they think about keeping their plants healthy is water. So plants get the water that they need from rain. And we're going to talk about what farmers do if they get too much rain and when they get too little rain. So if they get too little rain, then the plants can dry up and die. So what they do is they use irrigation systems, which means they spray water out on the field to keep them healthy. We don't have that a lot here in Ohio. There's some farmers that do it, but not many. It's mostly out west where they don't get enough rain. When you get too much rain, there's too much water in the soil. It's too soggy. So this could drown the plant. And what farmers do is they use drainage tiles, which is little pipes in the field to help drain that water. So plants need just the right amount of water to stay healthy. So to wrap it up, we talked about three important things today that keep plants healthy. We talked about nutrients, we talked about tillage, and we talked about water. So just remember that farmers really care about their soil, and there's a lot of things that they do to make sure that their soil is healthy and that their plants grow big and strong so that you have enough food to eat.